But still, though.
But it got me right here. I was like, oh, yeah. Yes.
What's Spotty got to do?
What? Hey guys, it's Em with EFFIt Dramas. Welcome to our recap and reaction to episodes 1 and 2 of Tomorrow with You. It is airing typically Friday, Saturday nights. You should be able to get them online with English subs by then as well. We typically react to them on Sunday nights. We do a live tweet, and then we film these reactions, and kind of Steph and I talk out like the things that we were too busy watching to be able to a little bit of this. Real quick, very sorry that this is so long. Again, this is the first 2 episodes. There's a lot of new information happening. Hopefully, we'll calm down a bit. Just really quick, I'm going to introduce the 2 main leads, vaguely what's been happening in the first 2 episodes. Nothing too major because, again, Steph and I are going to be talking about it next. And then stay tuned for how you can get involved with episodes 3 and 4. So, here we go. We've got our 2 main characters. We got the male lead, female lead. Male lead is Sojun. Sojun, played by Lee Jae-hoon, which I am not going to mess up. It's Sojun. Sojun. Anyway, he is a CEO time traveler. Actually, he was a time traveler before he became a CEO. So he is our mysterious time traveler. We don't know too much about him when we first meet him. Then we have Marin, is the female lead, played by Mina, of course. Anyway, so she is a former child actor who is still very much plagued by her celebrity, people talking about her all the time, taking pictures of her in public, all her shenanigans with her alcoholism posted online pretty much constantly. She's having a wreck of a time. How we meet is we barely know this much information about these 2 characters. They meet because somehow Sojun has decided that he needs to save Marin from an untimely death in a crosswalk. Because it's a K-drama, and of course she's going to die in a crosswalk. Anyway, so we've got this random stranger trying to convince this celebrity to talk to him, and he's like trying all the normal pickup lines that might work on a normal person, but she's having none of it because she just wants to be left alone. Anyway, so the first meeting is them, or essentially Sojun. It saves Marin from an untimely death in a crosswalk. So, but that kind of leads to a very weird, awkward relationship because it's like super intimate, but at the same time they're still strangers and they don't really know each other's names. Like, it's a mess. So the first episode, what we're finding out is these people keep meeting up, and little by little we're learning the backstory of kind of who they are as people, and kind of like what they're up against, what the stakes are, essentially, in this drama. So fast forward to a bunch of awkward situations where, again, a little bit too comfortable, still strangers, and Sojun happens to travel back into the future, as he does, and tries to go home, finds that his apartment has been taken over by his newlywed wife, Marin, who he's only known for 3 months, and suddenly acts as if they're madly in love. So, obviously, understandably, he's a bit freaked out. So, what happens next, episode 2, is Sojun backs that up. Because he's like, no 3 months marriage. Like, that's freaking, I don't even like you as a person. Why would we get married? So, he kind of backs off, cuts off connection with Marin, and that kind of gives us time to see them, how they are in their separate lives, and then kind of the backstory of the time traveling, kind of some of the rules that are going along with. We're also meeting the time traveling Sunday, who has been teaching Sojun the rules, how to work things, and has kind of taken him under his wing. So, but through this discovery, Sojun realizes that this dramatic accident that has caused him to become a time traveler, and has also caused Marin to make some life changes, that they were together at that accident, and he just realizes that this is her. So kind of at the end of episode 2, he's like, wait, no, I take it back. You and I need to get together. Let's get this done. Understandably, Marin's like, bro, you haven't talked to me for a month. I don't even, just like, get out of my face. So that's kind of where we're left at the end of episode 2. Some of those sprinkly dinks about episode 3 in the teaser looks like Sojin's not only decided that he's going to go through with hanging out with Marin and eventually becoming married, but they are destined to die together. Some random point 3 years in the future. He cannot seem to get anywhere past this 3-year mark. So he's somehow decided in the teaser, though, that will not be the true death date for Marin. He's decided he's going to play a hero. So let's see how that works out. Again, I'm going to keep it super duper short. And now I present to you the not so super duper short reaction of Steph and I after we've watched episode 1 and 2. Cue and go. I'm actually really excited about the characters and the personalities that they've chosen to be part of this time traveling pair, because I really think that there's a lot of complexity going on that's going to keep us interested and going to cause problems later that will continually move the plot forward. Like, if you really think about it, Sojin does not have a good personality. He really doesn't. He's not very he's considerate to a certain level, but he's not, and he's so future focused because he knows everything.
Yeah, that's true.
That he's almost like, he's weirdly considerate in like some aspects, but not genuine in others. And then you're like, okay, so that's fine. If you look at his inner circle, it's not, he's got the one friend that knows what's going on. And then, but everyone else at the company, stuff's going to be happening at that company because that dude that got married is not a fan of him because he outranks him, but he's younger than him. And he doesn't care for the company culture and the hierarchy that's supposed to be there. And kind of like the paying of your dues thing. So we already know that's been foreshadowed. That's going to become a problem. And because of his personality, honestly. And then Marin has also a weird personality where she's got the weird victim complex, but she's trying to be authentic, but she's not clarifying enough and not trying hard enough to correct people's assumptions about her. She just gets flustered and kind of spins out in anxiety and like lashes out. So she's still very immature in that. So again, like things that will be able to drive the plot forward. They have room to grow as characters. And it'll be interesting to see kind of like how they end up. I feel like you either have to be like the epitome of perfect in Korean dramas, like the absolute like perfect yoja, just like it, or a friggin' hot mess. Like you just cannot have anything together. You've got to be ugly and clumsy and everything's going wrong for you. Like it's an extreme. And she's kind of towards clumsy. She's like definitely a little bit more dysfunctional. But she's got these moments where she's just like, hey, don't touch, back off. Like, and you're just like, yeah, you tell him. I mean, he's cute. Yeah. But you tell him. If you don't want him in your personal space, you tell him. So
exactly. Like, you be a strong woman.
Yeah. I was like, you be firm. That little bit of neuroticism that makes you see her as a human, like practicing what she's gonna say, which everyone has done. And she's like acting out, and then she had the audacity to be like, "These people are talking about me." Like that was. Like,
and then the one guy's like, what are you doing? And she's like, deal with it or don't.
But no, I also appreciate the fact that they're like jobs. I mean, like Marin is like struggling a bit, but it's not like I'm in college. Like, no, he did his military service. He done. He's a CEO, which
of his own business. Okay.
Poor guy. Okay. I can't tell if it's just because I just love these sorts of dramas, and and whatever negatives, I don't even care. Like, I'll just take them. I don't even, whatever. But I was like, yes, all in. Yes.
Well, this one isn't even a gender bender or a coming of age one. This is a Nuna romance. Right? You do realize that, right? It's a Nuna romance.
When he was like, Nuna, I was like,
I can't remember. How old is he supposed to be?
He's 30, she's 31. the very first time we met him, and we just saw him being absolutely shameless, which he had no problem doing because it was going to save her life. You excited? We shipped it. We've already shipped it. We're already dead.
I totally already shipped the main two characters. All of the wonderful things. So I loved that moment where he arrived back home and she was there in a robe and he was like, wait, what? Why are you here? She's like, we're newlyweds. Aren't you so excited? He's like, wait, what?
I think it was cute because, tables were turned. Like, before, he was the one in invading personal space and being way more comfortable than their level of relationship.
Exactly.
And then it was, like, the other way, which, at first you're just like, wait, like, that's super weird. I'm like, if they're married, it's not really weird.
No, it's not. They're married.
He was all, he even, like, did, like, the eye cover thing and did, like, this, which...
It's so funny because he's like, I'm not supposed to be her, but I should be because we're married, but I don't understand.
He's like, what is the median awkward I can be in this situation where it's not offensive, but also so I'm not like, I'm saying things I shouldn't be saying. Like, that was super cute. They're going to have to get to the romance part if they're married in 2 months. So there's got to be, I honestly think that it's not just going to be some beautiful thing that he does because it needs doing. I think that he's already kind of started to develop genuine feelings for her. He's caught them feelings. He thinks he hasn't, but he has. And this is making Matt kind of dumb. So the balls are in motion. We just got to see what goes on with it. And the orchestration, like the audio, I'm just kind of just like, this is what it's supposed to be.
The instrumental stuff that was brought around, really good. It adds to the story instead of detracting from it or distracting the audience, which I appreciate.
It could be so easy. They could totally scapegoat with the dialogue because the plot is interesting enough. You've got some interesting characters, so sometimes you're like, whatever dialogue, word, so long as you get to the next scene, it doesn't matter. But I'm like, like the difference between touch and grab. In English, that does have a different meaning, and sometimes if you're sloppy with your words, people know what you mean. But it was interesting that even they were pointing that out. I'm like, okay, so this is not just like a weird subbing thing. Like they were using different words in Korean too.
That's the word they chose,
So I was like, oh, yay. I get nerdy about word choice. I love me some word choice.
The fact that the story feels really solidified. It feels very thought through. Because when you're dealing with time travel, it's one of those things that you have to have your P's and Q's all worked out together.
Sure.
And if you don't, there are going to be so many plot holes and so much confusion that you're going to lose your entire audience because they're not going to know what the heck is going on. So for the first 2 episodes, I feel like they've thought through very thoroughly what they want to have happen.
There's little things that I'm like, I need to know immediately. So I'm excited for that because they've sprinkled breadcrumbs. We don't know everything. Even Sojun, who has been to the future and back, seemingly, not that he's memorizing lottery numbers, kind of as the joke was, but for all his knowing things that are happening in the future, for him to be able to make good decisions, especially like business decisions, there's still a lot that he doesn't know. And that is a surprise to him as well. So even though it seems like, we would know what's going on because he knows everything, like they're still like, well, what about this? So because of those breadcrumbs, I'm like, okay, so we're still going to be interested in a couple more episodes because we're still learning things. And he's still putting the pieces together too.
Well, my question is, was he trying to keep her from having the accident, or was he trying to make her have the accident? Because I know she didn't actually get hit by the car; she fainted.
So in the original accident, she gets bonked by the blue truck, and I'm pretty sure dies.
He pulled her away from.
Right. Yeah. And so what happens, I guess, in what you could call a true present, and what line they're going on. That blue truck passes by, and then she walks through whatever in the crosswalk, and you hear her hit the ground and you hear a tire squeal, but it turns out she just had fainted in front of another car. So I even think that might even just kind of be a holdover. Like if her body expects that energy to be like knocked out of her, and it knows it's supposed to be like that, then that might be like kind of a hiccup. Because that's really weird to just randomly pass out, especially if she's totally healthy. If she had some sort of health condition, which you never know, she might have.
Also,
randomly passing out if she's anemic or something, and it later is like, oh, I'm anemic, I pass out sometimes. Okay, fine, but because it was completely out of the blue, I was like, oh, like I wonder if this is a repercussion from the intervention of the natural timeline of things. Me being totally crazy writerly, they had to know that he was going to go back and save her from that death before he found out that he was going to die the same day that she was. Does that make sense?
Yes. I think so.
So she was, I mean, although Sojun had seen her, like, die in this future, he never really did, because if she dies, whatever, 10 years in the future from the train accident, and that's the true death, and that's his true death because he can't go past it.
Okay.
It was like a fake death, but that's what caused him to run into her, to meet her, to get the ball rolling for the true death.
Right. Boom.
Ah! So this is when it gets a little bit like I'm like really trying not to get too crazy with like the theories and stuff yet, because I could just be sitting here all week being like, what's gonna happen next? So I'm like trying to like keep it in, but so that Ajishi though, that time travel Sunday.
Yeah,
man,
I still haven't figured him out yet.
I can't decide if he lives in the present or not. Like, I can't decide where he's tied to and what his...
I think he's free-flowing, man.
But what is his
I don't think he belongs in any certain place.
He seems to be keeping track of things, but I wonder if he's supposed to make sure that certain things do happen, and he intervenes when, you know... I don't know. This is, you know,
so
we're
still like Father Time, then.
We're still figuring out like kind of the rules of this world, and we can't be forcing any other drama rules on this one because we don't know if it's for real happening or not. It's gonna be one to watch. He's either gonna make sure it burns down, or is gonna be the one to make sure that everything kind of gets put back together. Okay.
We don't have a villain. At this point, we don't really have an antagonist.
I think this one might be one of those where the I mean, like, we don't necessarily want to say villain, but antagonist could be time. There could be a couple other antagonists, just like small little pivots. I mean, sometimes it's, you know, knowledge or like awareness sometimes can also be the antagonist. Like.
And we also don't have a second lead, which I find interesting. But I don't know if that's going to be anything that happens or doesn't happen, or what. Or even if it's needed. Because there's so much going on at this point that we don't know if that's even really necessary to move the plot forward. So...
Again, just the clip for what's going to be happening in episode 3, where Sojun's kind of decided that whatever's going to happen, he's going to make sure that that's not the actual death date for this woman. So if he's gonna play hero, if he's not supposed to play hero, if it's supposed to completely act in accordance of like they both die, then each time traveling Sunday may become an antagonist. That's what I'm saying. I'm just like, there are so many possibilities. I feel like I've watched a BTS video and I'm trying to figure out the next story. I'm just like, what does it all mean? I need symbolism. I need to know. The marriage situation is now, at the end of episode 2, is technically only 2 months in the future. They lost a whole month of courtship not talking to each other. So there's only 2 months until the supposed newlywed, like, marriage. But they've got 3 years until, like, Death Day. So
Yeah.
it'll be interesting to see over the period of this drama, like what remains present, like how we're tracking, because I would assume that the climax would be Death Day. So then that means that we're going to be traveling over 3 years in a matter of 15 episodes, 14 more episodes. The time lapse is going to have to be 3 years if Death Day ends up being the climax.
I want him to find a way to save both of them from dying at the end.
Naturally.
I'm looking forward to next episodes, which is a good thing.
I need them. I need them now. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching. Again, sorry it was super long. I'll try and get it together better for next time. But if you want to join in, feel free. Follow us at EFFIt Dramas at Twitter. We're going to be live tweeting episodes 3 and 4 on Sunday. Again, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time for the first episode, and then 8:15 Central Standard Time for the second episode. So definitely get in on the Twitter conversation. Watch along with us. Let us know what you think. Always comment down below. Let us know how we're doing and what you think. If you're like, heck yes, conspiracies, or please stop talking and enjoy the drama, which, you know, we need to do anyway. Again, follow us Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. We're going to try and do some more fun stuff on all the pages. So keep us updated what you want to see, and we'll check in next time. Bye, guys.